to no end. They will cry and cry and cry. They used to cry about Kung Lao, you know, but they will cry about Cabal. And I don't mean to say the word cry, but they'll say Cabal is a little unfair. It's a hard match for Cyrax. And it's like they actually want buffs for Cyrax to fight. You know what I can't stand? When people want buffs for characters to fight their hard matchups, which only means you'll just obliterate your good matchups.
Yeah, that's a great point.
And people don't ever think, so what, you have a hard matchup? So what? Deal with it. It's only 6 months into the game. How do you even know it's a hard matchup? You know what I mean? It's ridiculous. But you have Cyrax, a character. I've played a lot of fighting games. I have never seen a character that heard it before in my entire life. I mean, Slips, you've played, a lot of fighting games. Have you ever in your life seen a character that needs 100% combo?
No, I mean, not even in Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3. Damn Cabal and be okay. Not against Kung Lao. I mean, Infinites are in 100% combos are completely broken. There's no one deserves to get a whole round for one mistake. That is stupid.
And the best part about it is then you hear things like, well, you'll have meter to break. I will never be able to do 100%. It's even worse. You're going to take 60% from me and 2 bars from me. The problem with Cyrax is they don't understand how it affects the gameplay overall. It affects the gameplay by even if he has 3 bars. Say Cyrax has 3 bars, and you have 2 bars, and he starts a combo on you. You need to make say you have 1 bar. By the time you get to be able to break, you've already lost, say, what, 50%, let's say? We'll say 40%. We'll give you the benefit of that. Say you had 1.5 bars. He just took 40%. That's amazing. That's 40%. For some reason, people look at 40% like that's Mickey Mouse damage. 40% is a lot of fucking damage. I don't know anybody that gets hit by 40% and says, yeah, I don't care about that shit, I'll eat it. that hurts in every fighting game. So
he's 2 mistakes and you die. I mean, that's... Every other character, it's like, at least 3 or 4 mistakes.
But look how it affects the metagame. Look, you've just lost 40% plus 2 bars. Now, he still has 2 bars. He already used 1 bar. Now, he's already starting to build that other bar back, right? So he's starting to build, say you hit Cyrax. You've got to hit him another time, and he uses a breaker. He's already starting to build whatever, but he's still got another bar again after that. So even if you hit him, he might have to use a breaker, but he's already built another bar for another God knows how much % combo. You see what I'm saying? So no matter what, it really affects the meter game. It affects so many things. So people just look at it like, oh, you can break. You have to think about how it affects the meter. And a lot of times in this game, the meter on the bottom of the screen is more important than the meter on the top of the screen. And people still don't see that. Your meter is more important than it directly dictates the life bar more than a life bar dictates the meter. And right. Cyrex's shit really fucks everything up. It fucks everything up on more levels as opposed to, oh, I just lost some damage. It really it breaks the game down on so many areas to the point that sometimes it just affects how you approach the character. And even still, 60% with 1 bar, that still hurts a whole lot. I don't really see that as a nerf. That's just more of a now it's more fair. But Maxter once tried to justify to me that the combo involving the 1, 2, 3 bomb is hard to do, and after 10 minutes, I didn't miss it once. There's no such thing as a real hard combo in this game. That's not where the skill comes in this game. It's not It's not based on the combos. It's more in the strategy and the metagame and the meter management and that kind of stuff. But it's very simple to do. You can dude, at Summer Jam, some guy off the street, I've never heard of him, never seen him again. He hit me with a 90% Cyrax combo. I've never seen this person in my life. He hit me with the old combo into the 3 bomb, 3 EX bomb, and uppercut. Did 90%. Now that combo does like 85. So it's still there. I mean, even if you catch no other character that can catch you with when you got caught with no bars can do a bootleg 85, 90% combo. That's an easy combo, an easy version combo, and it does 90%. You should never be victimized by that. I mean, the Cyrax player sure as hell doesn't want to be hit by a 100% combo when they don't have any meter, yet they have no problem doing it to somebody else. So I don't think the character will be nerfed. The character will just be more fair. So
the reason why you probably got a breaker is because you already got hit by 160% combo already.
Yeah, I mean, it's just not fair. It's the game is supposed to be in the interest of fairness. So when you have players wanting to quit the game when the interest of fairness comes into play, it's like they want if Cabal was doing block infinites to a Cyrex player, they wouldn't like it. If a Sonya player back in the old days was doing block infinites, if Ermac did his infinite, I mean, Cyrex had an infinite as well, but I mean, they would just say, well, infinites are bullshit in general. I mean, it's almost like an infinite, really. I mean, Cyrex already has enough trapping and things like that. When you factor that in, it's just absolutely ridiculous. And I know Cyrex isn't the best player in the game, but the concept is make the game fair in general. I mean, you look at Cyrex against Christ, give me a Reptile. I mean, poor Reptile. Cyrex is occupying the space Reptile needs to occupy with 100%. Is what he's doing. He's occupying space with a 100% combo. The elbow dash is Reptile's only way of mobility. If Reptile trades with a force ball, he's dead. Trades with an acid spit, he's dead. If he tries to elbow dash at the wrong time, he's dead. Whether it's blocked or a net, it doesn't really matter. I mean, that match, in my opinion, is so unfair. And yet to look at that and say, no, that's fair. Cyrex, he needs that, because Cabal's hard for him. So you should 10-0 Reptile because Cabal is hard for you. How is that fair? So one, I want to vote that anyone that plays Cyrex now should never be a game tester ever. So if anyone, that's one. And two, the Cyrex players have to keep in mind it's for the overall interest of fairness in this game. Me as a Sub-Zero player, well, yes, I did like when characters like Jax used to get beat 10-0 because they could never get off the ground or they could never touch me. In the end, when you look at it, you have to say that might have been a little unfair. So now it's more fair, and there's nothing wrong with the game being more fair, because what's the point of having a character you love if nobody wants to play your game because of it? So and at the end of the day, the interest is get the game balanced, get it fixed as soon as possible so that it's finished and no more changes, and hopefully the community will expand after that.
Yeah, sometimes you have to sacrifice a character being top tier for the benefit of the game. This idea that Cyrax isn't going to be viable, that's bullshit.
It's ridiculous.
He's always going to be solid. So yeah, he might not be top 5. He actually might still be top 5.
Might still be. He still hurts.
Right.
Oh,
but,
he's still top 5. If he outzones you, it's a nightmare.
Yeah.
His bombs make you come to him, and he can just either back up or come in with a down 4 or whatever. It's just ridiculous.
But let's go with the assumption that he'll only be top 10 instead. Big deal.
A lot of characters.
Right.
If everybody had that attitude of if my character's not top 5, I'm going to quit this game, only 5 people would play it. You'd have 5-man tournaments.
And I know there's guys right now saying, well, I play Katana. I promise you, whatever nerfs they do, I will still play her. I guarantee it. If she merely becomes like, the 8th or whatever, upper mid, I would definitely still play her, and she would definitely still be viable with the way she's designed.
Well, here's what I'm worried about with these nerfs. What I'm worried about is some people will blame a nerf over blaming people are changing how they play the game. They'll say, oh, if I had, for example, Katana's a great, if you play Katana. I believe that when people start playing Katana a little differently, I know Katana has options, but you're not going to chase her and win. It's almost like it would be no different than a zoning character not zoning and just chasing Sub-Zero, without zoning. I mean, the character is built, to destroy melee characters. You know what I mean? To turn yourself into a melee character when you have zoning tools is retarded. If you were a character that cannot outzone Katana, Katana's weakness is, one, if she gets outzoned, she's in trouble. Reptile is a problem for her simply because he's putting floating combos on the screen where she can't, she can't get off the ground. He's putting a floating combo on the screen. So, but I feel like when you run away from the character, and it's not like I'm saying she doesn't have any options to damage you when you turtle her out, but it is hard for Katana to turtle her out because it opens up a guessing game. It opens herself up to lose damage that she otherwise wouldn't normally have to open herself up to. And if Katana goes down significant life in the right matchups, it's very difficult for her to make that back because Airfan is not going to hit enough to kill somebody because it's not going to catch them in the air at that point. So I think when people...